Hello, I'm Dr. Mellinee LESLEY. I'm a professor in the Language Diversity and Literacy Studies program in the College of Education at Texas Tech University in the United States. I joined the faculty at Texas Tech in 2002 and have spent much of my career in higher education in this setting. Prior to working at Texas Tech, I served as an English teacher at the high school level and the director of Developmental Reading at Eastern New Mexico University. Much of my work as a literacy practitioner and researcher has been focused on applications of critical literacy in secondary and post-secondary settings. In recent years, with the advent of Web 2.0 technologies, I've become interested in critical media literacy. Kellner and Scher defined critical media literacy as an educational response that expands the notion of literacy to include different forms of mass communication, popular culture, and new technologies. It deepens the potential of literacy education to critically analyze relationships between media and audiences, information, and power. Along with this mainstream analysis, alternative media production empowers students to create their own messages that can challenge media texts and narratives. Key for me in Kellner and Scher's definition is the goal of not only critiquing and disrupting inequity, negative stereotypes, and discriminatory representations within media, but also empowering individuals to use media to create counter-hegemonic narratives and tropes that challenge mainstream media messages. Regardless of a student's linguistic knowledge and background, they are more than likely steeped in different forms of mass communication, popular culture, and new technologies. As such, digital literacies such as social media, can serve as a familiar scaffold for students learning a second language. The familiar format invites translanguaging, where students use processes from one language to bridge into using another language. Critical media literacy also holds a level of intrigue for students to examine the ways they are manipulated and conditioned through media and ways to talk back or advocate for themselves to these dominant social strictures. Thus, critical media literacy can be a tool for motivating students to cultivate literacy skills in multiple languages. One of the challenges teachers face with integrating critical media literacy into their instruction with ESL students is the digital divide, which essentially boils down to a gap between students who have access to technology and those who don't, and a gap between students who have knowledge about how to effectively navigate technology, that is, read and compose through technology and digital mediums, and those who don't. Even though more and more people have access to cell phones with internet capabilities and Wi-Fi, this divide is very real. More concerning to me is the lack of educational attention given to critical media literacy and the lack of agency students are taught with digital literacies. For instance, internet activism ought to be a part of all curriculum for literacy. Students need to be taught how to use digital tools to bring voice to their experiences and perspectives. Students also need to be taught how social media of any kind of internet activity is being used to track their behaviors and manipulate them. Students also need to have multiple opportunities to unpackage or analyze the ideology of messages put out by both individuals and organizations in spreadable media such as Twitter. As we come through the COVID-19 global pandemic, We are learning a lot about the power of digital media to spread information that is counter to mainstream media sources. This is a rich context and opportunity for involving students in examinations of critical media literacy. There is much to analyze, from discursive patterns to modalities to constructions of audience to participation. Thank you for the opportunity to discuss some of my views on critical media literacy with you.